Record-ology.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. Okay, I thought we would just take a look at some cool little knickknacks, and I want to show you my 8-track collection. It's small enough that I can do it in one short video. So anyway, a couple of knickknacks. So first, this is kind of neat. This is an old antique Three Stooges collectible card. I think this is a Topps card. Norman Maurer Productions. Fleer. It's an old Fleer card. Super cool. I have way too many little collections like this. Three Stooges is one of my other hobbies, I guess you would call it. Here's another one. This is an actual piece of coal from the Titanic. These are fairly easily obtainable, although apparently the pieces that they have now are smaller. But yeah, this is coal from the Titanic. On the back here, we've got a certificate of authenticity, so you know it's real. So cool stuff, some cool little knickknacks there. See these things kind of lurking in the background of my shot, so I figured might as well explain what they are. Okay, so I wanted to show you the few but interesting 8-tracks that I have in my very small 8-track collection. Now, if you've been around for a couple of months at least, you will know that we reviewed this bad boy. It was October-ish, I want to say. If you missed that video, I'll put a link down below. I picked this up for like 10 bucks. And it's a very basic 1976-ish, if I remember right, 8-track player. And 8-track, if you want to learn about the technology, check out that video. But this one doesn't even have line output. The only audio output that I can use is the headphone jack. It's got a stereo output there, which I have put into the Electro-Home, which is just, you can see a little bit over here, but this is the wooden all-in-one. By the way, Electro-Home is owned by CWD, the same company that owns Fluence. So I want to review some Fluence tables, but so far they haven't thought that our channel is on par with Fluence yet. So we get to review their Electro-Home product line, same company. CWD, by the way, you're not gonna believe this, and I'm not joking, stands for Circus World Direct. I always thought that was funny. Anyhow, so we're using the Electro-Home as a speaker because this, like I said, only has that output. On the back, it's got amplified speaker connections, but rather than do that, we're using the headphone jack. So it's very basic. You got a balance control, a tone control, and a volume control. Because we're using the variable headphone output, we need to achieve the equivalent of line level, which on this unit's about 40 to 45%. Okay, so that's that. I'll be controlling the volume off camera to your left. If you're listening in stereo, you'll hear that audio to your left. You're probably hearing me to your right, because that's the way we roll. So I'm just going to go through some of my 8-tracks. And most of these I got them from a couple different places. I've kind of been piecemealing these together. I want to get more. As you know, or maybe you don't know, 3 3/4 inches per second. A lot of these are home recorded tapes. I haven't even listened to all of these, so I thought we would listen to them together. And again, if you want to learn about how this works and the interesting history behind it, watch the video in the link below. But it's a one-way tape, endless loop. And yeah, let's go ahead and give it a listen. This particular one, you have to give it some muscle to push it in there. I got to switch this to a different input. I should have thought of that before we started filming. Okay, how do I do this again? I have enough equipment that I forget how some stuff works. How on earth? Oh yeah, okay. Aux input. There we go. Come on. One more. There we go. So you change programs. Good bass. Now it's an interesting thing. This machine is loud, by the way. It is in amazing condition. In fact, I'll put another video down below. We took it apart and did some maintenance on it. That's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple technology. And when you're done, you just yoink it out like that. It feels wrong. Feels wrong, but oh so right. Here we've got another home recorded tape. And this Neil Diamond is a commonality that keeps coming up. This unit is play only, so I can't record. Made in USA, right? Red. Tracks on there. So yeah, 4 programs. And from what I understand, it's about 10-minute loop of tape. And what's interesting, one of the interesting things about it is that the tape has to be able to slide on itself, because as it works to the center of the spool, it has to move against itself. So there's actually like a backing material that allows for some sort, not lubrication, but some movement. Okay.
We'll find the same thing we did before. Come on, honey.
It's interesting. It gets kind of a bad rap. It is on full 1/4-inch tape, the same size as reel-to-reel, because it's divided into 8 tracks, 4 programs, each of which is stereo. So 4 times 2 is 8, and they're not side by side. They're staggered. So it's like 2 here, and then kind of interlaced. I don't know. I'm telling you all the stuff that's on the other video, but in case you don't want to watch that video, there's a couple of tricks there, a couple of tips. So yeah, I mean, the pinch roller is built into the tape. Some of these are hard plastic. Some of these have foam pads, and some of them have spring-backed pads like this one does. You can almost make out the tracks on the tape there. And they're notorious for breaking apart at the metal foil piece that goes around. So when that metal foil piece goes around, it triggers a solenoid, and that's how it knows to switch tracks. Or you can do it manually. But where that splice occurs, they're infamous for breaking. So anyway, there you go. Also, somebody told me that the white RCA ones are poorer quality overall. All right, we're not going to play every single one here. What else do we got? We got John Denver. These look like they were water damaged. I mean, the labels look water damaged. They seem to play okay. This has that kind of metal-backed pressure pad and the hard plastic pinch roller, which I don't really understand how can that work? I understand the pliability of a rubber one, but a rigid pinch roller pushing up against a rigid capstan is a weird thing. By the way, you'll see some of these say Stereo 8. That's another term for the same thing. Here's another home recorded one. Ink is starting to fade on this. I'm going to culminate with my latest acquisition. This is cool. Big Band Music Stereo 8. Another RCA tape. This one's in pretty dang good condition. On the back there, it's got track listing. It's even got the original case or cover, I guess you would call it. RCA special value. Pretty cool stuff. This is neat. Arthur Fiedler. When I did that show, I was calling him Arthur Fielder, and you guys corrected me. So that was a Disco Mountain. I was doing the soundtrack to, it was like a comparison between Saturday Night Fever and the Arthur Fiedler version. Salute to Disney. This is cool. Polydor. Interesting. Polydor 8-track stereo tape cartridge. Warning, it is expressly forbidden to copy or reproduce this recording. 1973, Polydor Incorporated. Oh man, I have more than I remember. Okay, I'm going to start flying through these. We're already at 9 minutes. BASF, pretty much everything's erased off of there. Here's a weird one. Bunch of peas in a pod. This is now holding My Fair Lady in a beautiful blue cartridge. Columbia TC8. These are all very different. I like them. Here's a Victor RCA Eddie Arnold. Another blue home recording tape. I like the colored plastic cartridges. There's a gray Barbra Streisand, again with some water damage. If you looked really carefully, you might be like, is that Lady Gaga? And another blue one, Glenn Yarborough. Seems like so many 8-tracks by default are country music and Glenn Campbell, and it's hard to find big band or more stuff that I would like. Here's a neat one, in my opinion anyway. This is Sound of Music, original soundtrack recording. It's interesting there's no picture on this, just a track listing. All right, and my latest 8-track. I don't know if I showed you this in one of my haul videos or not, but this is the last one I bought about 3-4 weeks ago. This is Elvis Gold Records 8-track stereo. Still has this. I don't know. Is this generic? This looks like they could put it on anything. Yeah, I don't think this is particular to any artist. And here we go. It's another RCA. I want to show you one that has a different pressure pad. Okay, so this one on the top is more typical. So instead of this hollow plastic pinch roller, it's got a solid rubber one and more of those foam pads, typical foam pads that can deteriorate. There's kits to replace them. Although the RCAs apparently all have mostly have the hard plastic and the spring-loaded tabs, kind of like a compact cassette tape. All right, let's go ahead and listen to a little of this. A little Elvis, you can't go wrong. I love Elvis. Now, 8-track is one-way tape. You can't rewind it. This unit, you can't even fast forward it. Like I said, it's automatic play, very basic machine, and no eject mechanism. Some units had that. A lot didn't. That's why they put little grippy things on the side. Although I like the tapered, like compare the RCA to this one, how it's a little thinner. It's kind of tapered in the back, and these little openings make for a good leverage point. So anyway, that's my 8-track tape collection at the moment. Have you guys got into 8-track? People that have been around on this channel for a while have been asking me to do 8-track for so long, and I've been resisting it because I didn't have any personal attachment to 8-track. So I was like, I don't know. I mean, they're clunky. They're so 70s. It's just, it wasn't my thing. I had no memories of them or anything like that. And I came across this and I was like, okay, it's cheap. It's small. You know, it's not, I don't have to, I'm not going to try and replace, you know, a bunch of my music on 8-track. But if I come across ones that I like or are interesting for the show, what the heck. So I went for it and I've really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I like the fact that I'm keeping it small. I don't want to be, you know, having 400,000 8-tracks because I don't listen to them that often, but it is fun too from time to time. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Happy record hunting. We will see you tomorrow.